It is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce Timothy Pritz, who is president of the Central Surgical Association. Dr. Pritz was born in Decatur, Illinois, on September 10th, 1969. And for those of you who aren't exactly certain where Decatur is, it's in the middle of Illinois there and about halfway between St. Louis and Chicago. And the young Dr. Pritz is seated there on his mother's lap. She was a nurse and no doubt also influenced his desire to go into medicine. There were some reports that Dr. Pritz may have been a little stubborn as a child, but clearly was a slave to fashion, as shown here. But in truth, most of the pictures of young Tim showed him with a big smile on his face, as seen here seated with his younger sister, Julie. When he graduated from high school, he was featured in the local newspaper shown here. And to highlight some of the things that this newspaper report had was one of his quotes, which was, "You never know how good it can be if you don't take a chance." Certainly how true that is and has followed him throughout his career. He was chair of the committee to welcome new students to his high school. He had a perfect 5.0 grade point average and was a National Merit Scholarship semifinalist. He also was involved in the band, the National Honor Society, Thespians, Magic Message Service, the French Club, and he was bound to become a pre-med student in college. In the band, he played the saxophone, which he still plays today. I'm told that he has about a half a dozen different saxophones and rewards himself occasionally by buying another one to celebrate certain milestones. He attended the Illinois Wesleyan University and graduated magna cum laude with a Bachelor's of Arts in Biology. And throughout his college experience also played in the jazz band, and he is pictured here on the far right. He attended Northwestern Medical School, graduating with his MD degree in 1995. And most significantly, in medical school, he met his wife, Sarah, when he was a third-year medical student. Of note, she played the flute, and so they met in the woodwind section of their medical school orchestra. He went on to do his surgery residency at the University of Cincinnati under the directorship first of Dr. Fisher, who most of you know was a former president of the Central Surgical Association, and another giant in our field of surgery, Dr. Jeff Matthews. So he began his residency with Joe Fisher and ended it with Dr. Matthews. In addition, he received his PhD while he was there during residency in molecular and cellular physiology with Dr. Hasselgren, with whom he's pictured in here in the laboratory. And most notably, during his residency, he got engaged to Sarah, and here's a picture of them on the phone calling their parents. They were married in 1996, and as you see Sarah here with a knife in her hand, as happy as an intern doing their first appendectomy. His career at the University of Cincinnati was characterized by first a surgical critical care fellowship. He then rapidly rose through the ranks from assistant professor to associate professor to full professor in 2016. And during his faculty time, he served as the residency associate program director. He also served as the director of the Division of Education in the department. He was the residency program director, the director of the Division of General Surgery, and was and still is chief of the section of general surgery. Dr. Pritz has also had numerous national and international leadership roles He obviously is a fellow of the American College of Surgeons, but served as president of the Ohio chapter of the American College of Surgeons. He is a member of the Association of Academic Surgery and was the AAS representative to the American College of Surgeons Board of Governors. He's a member of the Society of University Surgeons, the Southern Surgical Association, the American Surgical Association, and obviously the Central Surgical Association, where he served as chair of the program committee, and then as an officer served as counselor, treasurer, and president of the Central Surgical. He is pictured here when he in Singapore as an instructor on a topic of developing careers in academic surgery course, picture here from 2014. He also has a history of academic excellence with 118 peer-reviewed publications on his CV, 43 chapters and reviews, 53 published abstracts, 169 presentations and lectures, and 22 grants, including being a current PI on an R01 grant focused on red blood cell microparticles and lung inflammation after hemorrhage and resuscitation. Again, difficult to attain that level of productivity. He's here, pictured here with looks like a northern pike, which he also reeled in. He's also a devoted husband and father, pictured here with his daughter at her birth of Caroline, who we celebrated her 12th birthday earlier this week at the presidential dinner, and also with his twins Andrew and Christina, who were born a couple years later, and they are both here seated in the front row. Here's a picture of the Pritz family, obviously very close, here at Glacier National Park, which is close to where Sarah grew up. And I'd like to thank Sarah for providing this information and some of these pictures, and I also want to note that in addition to her MD degree, she has recently received her Master's in Theology from Xavier University. Congratulations, Sarah. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you Timothy Pritz, who is president of the Central Surgical Association. Dr. Pritz.